So the public conversation around Thor's future seems to have settled on a few key points. We know Taika Waititi is out, Chris Hemsworth wants a tonal shift back to something more serious, and Hercules is lined up as an antagonist. That's the official narrative, the surface-level story. But here at Vericade, we think that's just the appetizer. What if the real story of Thor's next chapter isn't about a single film, but about his collision with two of the MCU's biggest, most dangerous, unresolved plot lines? Today, we're going to lay out the evidence that connects Thor's journey not just to his own mythology, but to the cosmic judgment of the Celestials and the heartbreaking silent vigil his brother Loki is now keeping at the very center of the multiverse. This isn't just about what happens in Thor 5. This is the roadmap for his final transformation into the true All-Father of the MCU. Let's break it down. To understand where Thor is going, we first have to appreciate the crossroads he's at. The ground beneath the God of Thunder is shifting. The departure of his director, Taika Waititi, isn't just a behind-the-scenes shuffle. It's a clear signal from Marvel that the era of pure comedy is over. This is reinforced by Chris Hemsworth himself, who has been remarkably candid about feeling the last film became too silly. His desire to return to a more serious Thor, the warrior with the weight of the universe on his shoulders we saw in Infinity War, tells us the character is searching for his purpose again. And the first clue to that purpose is his confirmed role in Avengers Doomsday. He's not being sidelined, he's being placed back at the center of the MCU's most critical events. He is the last of the original Trinity still active, and his power level makes him indispensable. But before he can face the multiversal war, he has to deal with the threats brewing in his own corner of the cosmos. And those threats are deeply personal. After Love and Thunder, Thor is facing the direct consequences of his own actions. The first is a reckoning of his own making, a declaration of war from the gods. By storming Omnipotent's city and humiliating Zeus, Thor didn't just win a battle, he started a war. Zeus unleashing his son Hercules isn't just petty revenge, it's a response to a direct challenge. Imagine the spectacle, a clash between the two most powerful sons of mythology, a battle that will shake the heavens. This sets up an ideological conflict. Zeus sees Thor as a traitor to the gods, a deity who has lowered himself to become a superhero. The Hercules conflict forces Thor to answer a fundamental question. Is he a god, or is he a hero? And can he be both without betraying one side or the other? This is a battle for his very soul. But while that physical threat looms, Thor is carrying a far heavier cosmic burden. His new daughter, Love. Her importance as a central piece of the puzzle cannot be overstated. She is the daughter of eternity, the literal embodiment of the universe. Raising her isn't just about being a father, it's about becoming the guardian of a primordial force. This responsibility elevates Thor beyond just being a king. It makes him a cosmic player on a level he's never been before. Recent rumors even suggest Love's connection to eternity will be what alerts Thor to the coming multiversal threat in Doomsday. His daughter isn't just his ward, she may be the key to saving everything. Being a target and a father is a full-time job, but for a king, the duties run deeper. This brings us to one of the biggest, most dangerous loose threads in the entire MCU, the judgment of Arishem. At the end of Eternals, the celestial judge took Circe, Kingo, and Phastos, vowing to return to judge humanity. That promise has been hanging over Earth for years, so who answers that call? Imagine the scene. Arishem, a being the size of a planet, appears in our sky ready to pass sentence. Who can stand before a being that creates galaxies and speak for mankind? A compelling theory is that this responsibility falls squarely on Thor. As the sworn protector of the 9 realms, which includes Midgard, he is the only one with the authority and power to face a celestial. This is where Thor must finally become Odin. Remember, Odin wasn't just a warrior. He made pacts with cosmic beings. We've seen hints of this throughout the films. A fascinating theory suggests that Hela, Odin's firstborn, may have been the daughter of Odin and the cosmic entity Death herself, which would explain her title as the Goddess of Death. Furthermore, we know that Stormbreaker, Thor's own weapon, can summon the Bifrost, the very key needed to open the gate to eternity. The Asgardian connection to these primordial forces is deep and established. For Thor to truly step into his father's role, he must face this judgment. It's a challenge that requires not just strength, but the wisdom and diplomacy of an all-father. And speaking of cosmic power, let's not forget one of the most powerful assets Thor now has access to, a detail that is crucial for the coming war. The second post-credit scene of Love and Thunder wasn't just an emotional farewell for Jane Foster. It was a canonical confirmation that Valhalla is real, a tangible dimension accessible to Asgard's greatest warriors. What does this mean? Picture it. The Bifrost opens not to the stars, but to the golden halls of Valhalla, and from it emerges an army of the greatest immortal warriors who have ever lived. In the face of a multiversal war against the forces of Doctor Doom, or incursions from other realities, an army of the dead led by the god of thunder could be the ultimate game changer. A secret weapon no one sees coming. This isn't just a theory, it's a loaded gun Marvel has placed on the table, waiting to be fired in Doomsday or Secret Wars. But while Thor is looking up at the heavens, facing down gods and celestials, the single greatest change to his universe has already happened. In silence. At the end of time. To truly understand what's next for Thor, we have to talk about what happened to his brother. Loki's journey in his second season was a desperate, heartbreaking race against time. He didn't just become a machine, he became a living god engine, powered by love for his friends and a newfound purpose. He walked out, destroyed the failing temporal loom, and physically gathered the infinite dying strands of the multiverse. He wove them together with his own magic, giving them new life, and took his place on a lonely throne. And the shape he gave the multiverse wasn't random. It was Yggdrasil, the World Tree. In their mythology, Ragnarok wasn't just an end, it was a prelude to a new beginning. A new world born from the ashes of the old, sustained by a new world tree. Loki didn't just save the multiverse. He fulfilled the deepest prophecy of his people on a cosmic scale. He initiated the new cycle. Now imagine Thor, the god of thunder, realizing this. The very fabric of reality he protects, the world tree from the stories of his childhood, is now literally his brother. Every battle he fights, every realm he defends, is a defense of Loki's eternal sacrifice. One brother is the guardian of the branches, the other is the heart of the tree. A reunion is no longer just a team-up. It's the god of thunder visiting the god of time at the very heart of creation. It's a pilgrimage. It's Thor seeking counsel not from a king, but from the living map of the multiverse itself. This cosmic rebirth is the perfect segue into the grandest concept of all. While some theories placed a new Thor film after Secret Wars, the context of the reboot is more relevant than ever to what's happening now. In the comics, Secret Wars was a cataclysmic event where the multiverse was destroyed and then reborn from the fragments of different realities on a planet called Battleworld. It was Marvel's way of cleaning house, merging timelines, and creating a new, streamlined universe. The MCU is heading for the same thing. Avengers Secret Wars won't just be a big battle, it will be a reset, but it will be a soft reboot. This means the old universe's history won't be erased. Key characters and plotlines like the judgment of Arishem or the consequences of Shang-Chi's 10 Rings will carry over into the new reality. The people living in this new universe won't know anything has changed, but a select few heroes, like Thor, will remember everything. This is why Thor's journey is so critical. He will be one of the few elder statesmen, a living link to the world that was. This positions him to be like his father, Odin, a keeper of ancient secrets and a guardian of the new reality. It also gives his daughter, Love, an incredible potential role. Imagine a new universe, and she is its new eternity, with Thor as her guide and protector. It's a powerful, universe-defining idea. So what does this all mean for Thor's future? All of these threads, Hercules, Love, Arishem, Loki, Valhalla, and the coming reboot, are not separate stories. They are a series of trials, a grand design to forge him into the All-Father he is destined to become. Facing Hercules tests his identity as a god. Raising Love tests his capacity for selfless love and responsibility. Confronting Arishem tests his wisdom as a king. Wielding the armies of Valhalla tests his leadership as a general. And finally, reckoning with what Loki has become will test his soul as a brother. This is a journey that moves from the physical to the political and finally to the spiritual. We are about to witness the culmination of over a decade of storytelling. A final solo film could be the crucible where he faces these tests, emerging not just as the strongest Avenger, but as the wisest king in the cosmos. He would finally complete the journey his father started, earning the title of All-Father not through conquest, but through sacrifice, wisdom, and love. That is the hero we are waiting for. For my part, it's always a pleasure to dive deep into Thor's journey. I've always said he's one of my favorite characters, and seeing all these threads come together for a truly epic finale, one that embraces the full richness of his mythology, is the dream. If Marvel pulls this off, we could be looking at one of the greatest character conclusions in the entire MCU. And that's a beautiful thought. But that's my take. What do you think of all this? What is the one storyline you absolutely need to see resolved in Thor's future? The Judgment of Arishem? The War with Hercules? Or the reunion with the God of Stories? Let me know in the comments below. It really helps the channel, and I love reading your comments. Thank you for your trust and for exploring with me today. This has been Vericade. I'll see you in the next one.